Welcome back to part 2 of this tutorial, and in this part we're going to check out how I set up everything inside of OBS to do the live stream for the mansion. Here we go. So as a bonus, you're going to see the deconstruction of my previous episode of Believe in Humans. So you can see all these layers I have here, and then we're going to start deleting all these one by one, hiding a few of them, and then we'll just leave some that I'll reuse, and then we'll import all the elements that we've created in Photoshop, After Effects, iMovie previously to prepare for the show. So this is my 4K cam, and we're just gonna hide it for now and start hiding some of these layers that I might use again. Some that I'm not gonna use, I'll just delete. Like, let's get rid of this robot, at least for this mansion episode. Get rid of this other robot too. We're deleting those. By the way, my screen recording didn't catch the menus and all the pop-ups, so sorry about that. Just keep the sponsor loops. Let's just remove them right now. And we keep deleting. You can see how where I have like the Serato screens coming the video, the background. Not sure if I'm gonna just leave it on for now. It looks like they're in a very similar place to where they're gonna go in the mansion, the way I have it set up. But let's just meet them for now. The dragon. There's a cool dragon I have flying around. Yeah, let's get rid of the dragon. We don't need it for this one. Yeah, we have an astronaut here. I think we could get rid of the astronaut too. I used that for a previous episode also. Yeah, sometimes I just leave them there to reuse them in the different scenes with different backgrounds. And then the card can stay, because that's going to be that's my sound card coming from the DDJ 1000. Yeah, sorry you can't see these menus right now, but right now I was just adding the background. I just imported the background that we just created in the previous tutorial in Photoshop. I'm gonna lock it in and move a little bit down so that we can now enable the Serato video screens. And they're almost in place. We just gotta fix it up a little bit. So that's this one, that's the other one. Let's unlock them and start fixing them a little bit so they fit completely in those windows areas there. You can see that they also appear into the other windows back there. We're gonna fix that in a minute. Just making sure there's no area left inside that side cabinet. So what we're gonna do here is, I think I'm just gonna reset this to default size so I can get it correctly in there, and then I'm gonna resize it again, keeping the aspect ratio. Yeah, I messed it up there. Let's go back. There you go. 1 second. All right, trying to get this working correctly here. And then this way it looks correctly and it's not going to be stretched. And then we can just crop out the sides so it doesn't look through, show through the windows. And the way we crop it here is holding Option and moving those, so it becomes green. If you're on PC, it's holding Alt. So now that it looks good there, let's do the other side. Let's repeat the process. There you go. Set it back to default size. Do the same thing, but on the right side. Make it a little bit bigger, and then kind of center it there. And now let's crop it. Let's crop the viewing area. Remember, holding Option on Mac, Alt on Windows to crop. And I think it looks good here. Let's lock that layer in so we don't move it. Checking to see how they're even or not. I think this one needs to be moved a slightly bit over. Move it as much as I can there without it showing up on the window. And we'll lock them in. Now we're going to add the background to the windows. Give me a second while I find it here. And we're gonna add this background. Just move the layering behind all the videos and everything. And now let's adjust to see how we want it to look. What depth perception, or what is it that we want to actually show through the windows. Just play around with it here until we get the desired look. You lose the rain a little bit back there. Now I'm not sure if this is the final background I'm going to use in the video, but we're going to be testing out with this one. If I decide to use a different video for the final version, I'll just replace it real quick. By replacing this layer and putting in the different video file on loop. Yeah, I think somewhere around here I like how it looks, so you can see more stuff as much as you can see through the windows. Yeah, I kind of like this view that you can see, kind of like that graveyard house back there. And let's lock it in there. Okay, so now I got some skeletons on a green screen dancing. We're gonna add them, and then we're gonna actually add a filter by right click on it, click add filter, and then we're gonna add a chroma key filter, and now they become see-through. So now we're gonna resize them, and we do this by adding a media file, and make sure we keep loop on so they can replay the file over and over again there. We got our dancing skeletons for the background. And let's move it behind the camera so that they show up behind me in the final shot. Let's lock them in there so we don't move it. Some minor adjustments. See how they will look with me behind me. I'll be mixing here, they'll be behind me. I think this will work. Okay, let's lock them in there, remove my camera view, and let's go on to the next element. Let's add another element here. And sorry about that again, I didn't notice that the menus wouldn't show up on the screen recording. So you can see exactly what I'm clicking on when I'm adding all the elements and layers. Okay, so now we're gonna add another element. We're gonna add some flying ghosts coming up the walls of the house. And there you go. Now this file is already has an alpha layer on it, so it's already see-through. Now we just gotta position it here where we want it to show up. So I just put it full screen across. And make ghosts. We can put it under the camera so it'll be behind me. I don't want that layer to show up the ghost coming through in front of me, so it needs to be under the 4K cam layer. And let's put it behind the skeletons also. So this way they show behind the skeletons. What I like about OBS is it gives you everything's layering like in Photoshop. It's very easy if you know Photoshop on the layering stuff. Let's go in there and make sure we lock our ghost so I don't move it around now that it's in place. And now we have Serato video, we got the background of the mansion, we got the background video of the graveyard, got the skeletons and ghosts. Um, this is a lower third that I have here. We can enable throughout the broadcast just by switching that scene, that layer on and off. So this the entrance, house entrance. It's a video already with an alpha of the door coming through. Um, I'm not sure I'm going to use this one, but I'll use some type of entrance or some type of, and then this plays only once. So it's the first layer of the whole project, and it stays on. So when you click on that scene, which is called main show, you can see it down here on the left side. Once I start it, it's going to start with this scene. Once it plays through, it opens the door, and then I'm inside. Not sure if I'm going to use this one or use a variation of this. But the whole trick here is to make it play once, and then it'll show up in this scene. Now that file's not playing very well, so I'm going to look for another one that we can use. OBS doesn't like very heavy .mov files for some reason. So, and to have the alpha, you need it has to be MOV. And then now we're gonna add this TV, which I already cut out the screen inside of Photoshop already separately. And then we're gonna place it here and create something cool here. Let's check to make sure you can see the TV when I'm in camera. And let's lock it in and move it a little bit behind than the layering. Now let's add another element that we're going to add inside the TV. Let's add the girl from the ring, or somebody's a similar character. 1 second, should be about to pop up. And there you go. Now I already have her green in a green screen. So let's add the chroma key filter, makes it transparent, and then now let's resize and put her inside the TV, like if she's coming out of the TV. Let's see how that looks there. Let's adjust the size, put her behind the TV. Back a little bit here, so the hand seems like it's coming out. Size a little bit more. Now, yeah, I did notice some of these MP4s and MOVs have audio. We gotta mute all that, or if not, that all shows up on your feed on the show on the live stream. So we mute them all. Just leave the Scarlet, which is my sound card, which is the only sound that won't coming out. And let me adjust it a little bit smaller right here. And I think this looks good. Just analyze it for a moment there. Now let me find some static. I had some static already saved to add that to the TV. 1 second while I find the file. Okay, now that we got the static, let's resize it, put it behind the TV. And let's move the static layering down to behind the ring girl. Calling her the ring girl for now. And then we can just adjust it here. Do here, and then now we can crop the sides down. Now we do cropping so we don't have to stretch the image and make it pixelated or look weird. There might be times where you do want to stretch it, but very rarely, so I just crop different parts so you don't see it in the video. And now that we almost have it there, I think we good. And now we have a TV with static and Ring Girl coming out of there. And that's how it looks once I get the camera going in the final view. So now we're gonna add, I wanna add a little Jason character that I got. We're gonna put him outside the window doing a kill. So let's add Jason. I have it here on the green screen already. Yeah, bam. All right, so green screen him. Add the filter, chroma key. See now the animation, I don't want it to be looping over and over again. So I'm just gonna have it play once. And we're gonna have it out here behind this window. Right now it's in the front. We're gonna change the layering now, moving to the back. No, one too far. It has to be before the graveyard. So it plays and it's gonna, I want to activate it when I want it to show up. And now you have a Jason outside in the graveyard doing a kill. And let's see, this is how it will look. So I still do see a little bit behind over here. Let me see. Checking a couple things. Let me see how it looks now. Lock him in there. Yeah. One second while I check some settings here. Give me 1 second while I look for some files here. Okay. Just checking the angles, if I'm going to be mixing here, how it's going to look behind. What am I covering? What shows? All right, that looks good so far. And I think we're ready to go live.